Hello and welcome. I'm Josephine Corcoran, holistic career coach and astrologer. And this is my very first episode of Astrology for Business for 2021, where for those of you joining me for the very first time, what I do each week is I come on to explain what's happening astrologically and explore the different components of the different archetypal significators, if you like, of each of the planets, and how that then informs opportunities for us to do business. And also, I've just got low power mode, and also for how we can give us opportunities to work with the energy, as well as being aware of challenging energies as they come up. Hi Lorelei, thank you so much for joining me. Wow, congratulations, we made it through 2020. For those of you who have been following me or astrology in general, you will know that last year was an enormous year of transition, moving out of a 200-year cycle in Earth, where the focus was very much for the last 200 years on building things and putting in structures in place and doing things slowly and steadily, with a lot of patriarchy being involved. And we now, as a result of all the transformation that took place last year, have stepped into a new era known as the air era. Hi Kerry Ellen, thanks for joining me. And so with the new air era, it brings a whole host of different focuses in terms of what we place value on and around. And so the shift in general will be enormous in terms of shifting what we place value on from the material and moving that into the intellectual, moving that into the value and appreciation of innovation, of working with technology, of being collaborative, and also if we think about it from a humanitarian perspective and very much interested in sustainability. So taking a big picture perspective on things, but much more cerebral and intellectual than placing more value around that. So here we go into 2021. And look, I am going to be doing a webinar on the year ahead's energy and looking at the significator or the importance of innovation this year. And through that webinar, I'll be talking about why this is what's going on planetary wise, but then looking at your chart and looking at what part of your life is really up for restructuring and change and shift over the next couple of years, actually. So I'll be announcing when that's happening on the 10th of January, not far away. So look out for that if you're interested in joining me on that. So what have we got the week ahead? We have got, at the moment, we've got the Sun in Capricorn, so there's a strong placement and value around getting organised and planning for the year ahead, which is always a lovely way to kick off the new year. But this week we've got three key changes happening from a planetary perspective. And the first big one that's taking place this week is that Mars, which rules our intrinsic drive and our motivation, Mars is changing signs and it's moving out of Aries, which is a cardinal fire sign, where it's been for 6 months because it retrograded there last year. So I spent a lot of time getting us all fired up and thinking about the action that we wanted to take and how we wanted to move forward. And this week, Mars is moving into Taurus, which is a fixed earth sign. So actually, Mars in Taurus gets slowed right down, and it invites us to be more pragmatic, have more patience, and it's a really good time for actually looking at projects that you want to take action on that you're willing to commit to over a long period of time. So that's happening this week, that Mars is moving into Taurus, and that's on the 7th of January. Then what we've also got is Mercury, which rules our intellect and is a significator for how we think about things, how we process information. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining. And with Mercury changing signs, it's been in Capricorn, where our focus has been on, all right, what are the steps we need to take, and being quite pragmatic with our planning and putting our mind's attention to how do we get through, what sort of structures do we need to have in place. And given that I'm in the northern beaches of Sydney and I've been in lockdown since before Christmas, and we're kind of catching up to those of you around the world who have already dealt with huge bouts of lockdown, I'm really feeling this sort of strong energy of being confined and the structure that's going on. Oh, great. Thanks, Rebecca. Hi, Kate. Thanks for joining me. So what I'm really looking forward to this week with Mercury moving into Aquarius will bring a lighter energy to the way we are thinking about things, and it'll also take our thinking mind naturally into the big picture perspective. It will also bring through opportunity for us to be thinking about how we can get innovative this year. Really great for looking at working with technology and processing tech issues that you might have coming up this week in business. But one of the things to be aware of, and Mercury moves into Aquarius this week, I haven't got the date on here actually. Oh, yes, it does, on the 8th of January, 4 days' time. Just look out on the 8th of January. It's a big day on the 8th of January anyway, because of a couple of reasons. But just look for what sorts of things are happening for you personally and professionally, because it could be an indication of the sorts of things you'll be reviewing and revising when Mercury stations retrograde in Aquarius in a couple of weeks' time. So just something to note. And the 8th of January, there's a couple of other things I'll be talking about in a moment, but it's a bit of a key date this week. And then the third thing that's making a shift and a change this week is that Venus, which rules our relationships and our desire to collaborate and to partner and to create win-win situations, it's moving signs. It's moving into Capricorn. It has been in Sagittarius for some time, so we've actually been seeking adventure with our partners and seeking to expand our minds in relationships largely. Even if you're like me, I would have loved an adventure. I've had to take myself on virtual adventures in my mind through books and walks and things. But now with Venus moving into Capricorn, it's a really great time for using this energy to be thinking about who do you want to be partnering with professionally this year? Who do you think would be great to collaborate with and do some planning and some goal setting together over the coming weeks using this energy? So that's really nice. And then, of course, we've got Saturn and Jupiter, the social planets, which had the great conjunction on the 22nd of December last year. And those planets are continuing to move through Aquarius. They're still quite close to one another, so they're still having quite a profound impact on one another. And so, as I said earlier, I will be doing a webinar coming up talking a little bit more about those two planets, but also what sorts of other key events will be happening this year astrologically that we can be working with. So, in terms of the void of course moon this week, we've only got really Tuesday the 5th from 8:33 a.m. to 4:41 p.m. the moon is void of course. But there's really no other days during the weekdays, Monday to Friday, where the moon's void of course, other than Thursday, the 7th of January. It's void of course from 4:55 p.m. Until 7:53 p.m. So it's really quite a good week for getting some stuff done. Now, in terms of the moon this week, it'll be really interesting. We're in the waning lunar phase. The moon's getting darker and we're still releasing after the full moon that we had last week. The moon starts off on Monday, tomorrow morning. It's in Virgo all day, which is great for continuing to get structures in place and also to be dealing with health matters. And I'm excited because I'm starting a 5-day yoga immersion. And so I'll be detoxing and getting up at 5 every day to go for a jiggle on the beach and to go for a swim before doing an 1.5-hour yoga class. And I'm really looking forward to that for so many reasons. To move my body and just to connect back into my body's essence and my soul. And what better time to do it than a Virgo moon tomorrow. Then on Tuesday, the moon's in Virgo until 4:41 p.m. and then after that it moves into Libra. So from Tuesday at 4:41 p.m. all day Wednesday and Thursday morning and all day Thursday up until 7:53 p.m. When the moon's in Libra, it does put a strong emphasis on relationships. So wanting to connect with others and wanting to spend time with others, sharing our ideas and being in good company and doing things like going to galleries and listening to music and having a lovely, lush time of life as a general rule. But what will happen after Thursday, after that Libra moon on Thursday ends at 7:53, the moon's going to be moving into Scorpio. And Scorpio is a fixed water sign, and it thinks things through deeply, and it really wants to get to the truth of matters. And we're going to be having a lot more. The key parts of the zodiac that are going to be impacted in 2021 are all of the fixed signs. Now, the fixed signs are Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. Now, those 4 signs are all going to be triggered whenever there's a challenging aspect, because most of the challenging aspects this year take place in fixed signs. So therefore, whenever the moon moves through a fixed sign, we get a bit of a taste of that full energy. So actually on Thursday evening at 7:53 p.m, the moon's moving into Scorpio. And so from there and all day Friday the 8th, we will start to sort of get a bit of a sense of the frustration of the structuring and being hemmed in. We might start to see some signs of more uprising energy, people really wanting to speak up, people feeling like they're not being treated fairly around the world. And so I really invite you on the 8th, on Friday particularly, to just notice what goes on for you energetically as the moon makes a square to the planets in Aquarius and also up to Uranus up in Taurus. And I just want you to, I know I'm talking quite technically, but just feel into it, because it's going to be really important this year that whenever, and I'll be giving you the heads up, that whenever the moon moves through those signs, just to give you a bit of an emotional alert, and it's a good time to just take some time out and do whatever is good for you to move emotion through the body. I'm not saying it'll be really, really intense, but just really make a note of it. And then on Saturday, the moon will be in Scorpio most of the day till 10:15, and then Saturday night at 10:15 moves into fiery Sagittarius, where we're up for a bit of adventure and fun all day Sunday next week. So that's it for me for the week ahead. I've decided, because I'm going to be restructuring things and I'll be putting up a new membership site with this group. Hi Beck, thanks for joining me. That will be happening, it won't start until the end of March, but I am going to be doing my recordings on Sunday evenings, and so you can use the energy from a Monday morning and have it all in your inbox ready to go. So I'll be sending out a newsletter at 6 a.m. on the morning, every Monday morning, for you to be able to open up and look at this video or just read the PDF. So sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody, and have an amazing first full week of 2021. I'm looking forward to this year for so many reasons, and yeah, I'm glad to have you all here to share it with me. So have a great week, and I'll be back again next week. Bye for now.